Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Shino. We're back in all the mods 10 to the sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Last episode, we did some stuff with mystical agriculture and to kind of help speed stuff up over there. And we also started into the AE2 stuff, primarily just playing around. In chapter 2. Here we go, chapter 2. And I keep realizing, my apologies, I have not gone through and collected rewards for quite some time. We were kind of holding off on this stuff here, saying, hey, you know, do we need to do this stuff? Do we not? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this stuff. I'm just not going to do it on camera to get us, you know, all the way through. This won't take long for us to get through this stuff at all. So I'm not going to take the time to do this on camera. I will do all of this off camera. But we did start into the AE2 stuff, and I think we might try to do some more of that today. We're going to see. I have been doing quite a few things between episodes, primarily just doing a little bit of AFK work, but have been doing a little bit of stuff around here. So let's take a look and see what we've been doing. So I have started building a new area over here. We're going to start kind of expanding out a little bit. And I kind of have visions of doing, I don't know, kind of a medieval moated manor type build here. So we'll have several buildings. I'm going to change these. You know, we'll have the great hall, we'll have the kitchens, blah, 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 all that. If you've watched me before, you know I like to build cities. You know, I don't like to have everything all in one location. You know, I like to have a building over here for, you know, enchanting. I like to have a building over here for my bees. And so we're probably going to do that again. I did add this new tower in here, or not new tower, this new farmland here. And this is raised elevated because I didn't want to do the flying underneath there. But it's basically this exact farm. It's just been raised up a level, and it does have an entire area underneath where we have the lily pads of fertility are all, you know, right along here. This has the entire underneath side of it as lily pads of fertility. And I don't know, can I break into this without making too much of a mess? It's a lot easier building it from the top down, right? There we go. Now you can see it. Yeah, we're building it from the bottom up. So you build a pool, put those lily pads in there, put another layer on it, put the dirt on top of that, you know, just keep building up. So, but there you go. Lily pads of fertility underneath there, filling that up. Works just like this does, except for now the entire area is being activated by growth crystals. The problem we're running into is that we are burning through our hose a lot quicker. Well, not quicker. I shouldn't say quicker. Fast. So this one is a Prudentium. Just put this in perspective. This is a Prudentium. And I put it in here because all my hose broke. And so when I built this here, I put actually with a blue tier, which is one step below Supremium. I put one of those into there, and I did the same thing over here, all at the same time. And you can see that this thing still has a lot of durability on it. So that gives you an idea of how fast these things are going now. So they're going through the hose a lot quicker than I like. But we are getting a lot of really, really good stuff. So I ain't mad at that. Inside here, you'll notice a lot of the torches are gone. You're going to start seeing these Pharaoh flare lanterns kind of everywhere. Now, there's still quite a few that I've put out because I've had instances where, you know, I've got F7 on right now so I can see where the light spots are at or the dark areas where mobs can spawn. And so every once in a while, I'll still have like an X that'll show up out here. And so I got to go and put a torch down. So like you see, here's a couple torches over here. Let's see. I get rid of it now. Get rid of it now. So it's almost like it's just taking just a little bit longer for the update to occur, right? So but it's getting there. With the add-on coming out this way, this is where the wall used to be at, and I've moved it over that way now and created an area and moved in all of my garden stuff over here. So these are all the botany pots, and I still have the green ender chest down here. But yeah, I've got all the botany bots up here, and I've got one of every plant growing for our food supply. So that is all taken care of. We can get rid of the garden upstairs. And over here, it looks like we have gone overboard on our diamonds. Let's take a look and see how many diamonds are we getting right now. 32.8. I think I want more than that. So we're going to go ahead. I'm still not going to put the void upgrade on there yet. So we're going to keep gathering up diamonds. I'm not sure how many we're going to need, but you know, for now, let's just keep going until we ain't got a need to get any more. So what are we going to be doing oh, no, I'm not done showing you stuff yet. Let's go back over to the mob farm. So over here at the mob farm, there's an elevator block now that takes us downstairs, one more level. And we've got a second mob farm here. Hello, spider. You did not die last time. But there's a second mob farm here. And this allows me to kill them just using my normal sword. So I can sit here and just wrench on them. And it has the... Turn this off. It's pretty loud. I need to get a sound muffler down here. But that's a little better. Sorry about that. I can sit here and get them here from here, get the XP. Also a good opportunity to get gems. You get more gems when you kill the mobs, you know, with the sword. So we got a better chance of getting more and more gems. Now this is set up. Let me do show area. This thing is set up now. You can see the yellow line is there. And there it is right there. And if we go downstairs, we can see the yellow lines all out to here. So it should, in theory, collect everything into my one processing system here. But you'll see I still get a lot of stuff into my inventory because I have my magnet turned on. So I got to remember to turn my magnet off whenever I go in there. Or anytime I'm over here. So I don't collect a whole bunch of stuff into my inventory. Cool. Now let's go back over to the storage farm. Storage area, and we can take a look and see. Look, we got one more gem out of that. So I can throw that up over there. We're getting a good collection of gems, and I have been throwing over, you know, as I get eggs, I've been throwing them over here too. Might need them later on. It's a pretty good group of gems here, and none of them are like super, super fantastic. But, you know, we do have a couple of the unique ones. Breach, Gem of the Combatant. I think I got a Warlord one, or what's it called? Samurai. Got a Samurai one. But they're not in good shape, right? So I've got to advance these. There's two that are unique that are chipped. So what I have to do is I have to work on these to make them, you know, better grade gems. But we'll work on that some other time. What are we going to do in this episode? I'm going to bring up my E here. We are going to play around a little bit with some AE2 stuff. But I think what I would like to do, let me get that out of there. Let's get that out of there. Let's get that out of there. I think this is the thing that I'd like to do. I'd like to make the Master Infusion Crystal so that I can make the unbreakable Supremium Hoe. And I can get that put over in my farm so I don't have to worry about replacing those anymore. And then after we get done with that, we need to work on getting the tier 3 crafters so that we can automate the production of all of these different essences all the way up to the Insanium. Cool. All right, let's get started. The first thing we're going to need to do, we are going to have to make quite a few, and I've already got an extra tertium hoe from when I was making the other one. So we kind of got a starting spot there to begin with. Let's grab all of those. Anything else that is mystical agriculture in here? Let's do, doesn't look like it. Cool. What are we up to? 38,000 of that. All right. How much space I got in my bag? We got quite a bit. So let's grab several stacks of this. That's good. All right. To get to the Supremium Hoe, we're going to have to do the Imperium ingots and the Imperium gemstones. That's where I kind of stopped at. So let's put this one on our list, and we're going to need that, and we're going to need those. I saw we're going to need another crystal. Probably going to need a couple of these. All right, so we don't have like a whole lot of the blue still. So we're going to go ahead and try to go through this process, building these up. You know, what we've got here, this stuff, we're going to go ahead and work on building this stuff up. So we're going to have to make probably several of these. Remember, it takes 4 of each one to get you to the next level. Let me do them. Let's grab and do it like that. So I need 4 stacks of these to make 1 stack of the orange, and then it would take those 4 make 16 of the blue is what I would end up with. So even though it seems like, you know, this is a lot because it has to be, you know, stacked down, it goes pretty fast. Let's do that. We'll hold that there, and now we got to do the next tier up. All right, so you see we got just, you know, a stack and a bit of that. And now to go up to the orange, we're going to need to do all this. That gets us 30 of those. And now let's go ahead and make our prosperity ingots that we're going to need. So to make this, we're going to need 2 prosperity ingots and 2 Imperium gems. Do we have the Imperium? We got them right there. 1, 2, 2 of those. And does that give us everything we need? That does. So that gets us to the Insanium Hoe. And now to make the next step up, we'll take the rest of this. That'll give us just enough for 1. for 1. Oh no, it won't. It will actually be 1 more short. I got 1 more. I do. Oh no, I need that much. Cool. Okay, so that gives us the Supremium Hoe. And like I said, that's just going to give us 1 of them, but we're going to go put that one in place out there. There we go. And again, this hoe is unbreakable. Okay, so it's never going to use up any durability. It's just going to sit here and just keep going and going and going. And this is a great setup because there's absolutely no power being used in this whatsoever, right? We're using mystical agriculture, or the reliquary, lily pads of fertility. And we're using the pylons mod, harvester pylon, with an unbreakable, and then we're using an ender chest. So yeah, that thing requires no power whatsoever. All right, we're going to have to make another one of those, but I can do that at a later, right? Next thing we need to do now is going to be, we need to get to Insanium. We need to make the Insanium essence so that we can make the master infusion crystals. So we're going to need 4 of those, which means we're going to need 16 total of that. I've got 8 right now. So yeah, this is going to take me just a minute. Let me do a little bit of work on this and I'll be back. All right, that gets me exactly 16. So we should be able to put that there, and 4 Insanium. And so now we need 4 prosperity shards. There we go. And master infusion crystal, get. All right, so why is this thing so important? Well, we can use this one for any of these levels, right? We don't have to match them up anymore. So we can burn up the rest of these crystals. This has no durability on it. It's unlimited. So we're never going to have to create another crystal again. We'll probably end up making another one anyways, just to have a couple of extras. You know, we'll have one in the crafters here, which is what we're going to be making next. All right, so these crafters, pretty simple. We're going to need the crafter tier 2. So let's add it to the list, and a crafter tier 1. So basically pretty simple. Machine frame is what we're going to have to make, and we're going to need several of these for other projects. So we're going to go ahead and make several of these. So let's grab 2 stacks of that. Give me 4 stacks of that. Make our blue dye. Just gonna make let's just start off with 1 stack. 32 of those. And now we're gonna need redstone torches and crafting tables. I think I've made extra crafting tables. Did I not? I don't see any. We're about to, because we're doing pretty good on our wood supply. Everything's going here pretty good. Let's grab, this looks like we got the most of this one. Let's grab that. And then we're gonna need to make some redstone torches. All right. Let's make, yep, we're going to make a whole bunch of these. So make those, make 2 more stacks of crafting tables, tier 2, and we're just going to go all the way up to tier 3. Very nice. Oh, we are going to need also, do I have any left over gates? No, I don't. Let's go ahead and let's make some more blazing gates. Actually, let me check my bag. Don't have any in there. Nope, don't have any in there. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and make some more of the gates too. Actually, we've got a flux point. We could use that. And I want to upgrade to some better pipes, but we're going to use we'll just go ahead and use the universal pipes for now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use kind of this area here. Right now, the green and the white is what the mystical agriculture stuff comes in on. And so we're going to go ahead and use that green and white also. But what we don't want it to do, yeah, let me think about this for a minute. Let's see, white, white, white. Is that everything that's coming in from the mob farm? Let's go check it out. Mob farm is, yeah, white, white, white. Okay, so the only thing coming in on the green, white, white is coming from mystical agriculture. So that will work. All right, so we're going to, I'm going to make another one here just momentarily. All right, let's make our ender chest. We're going to need do that, and do that. And then we need the lime dye. But I think what I'm going to do, there we go. We've got our ender chest. I think I may end up changing the color on this one, but we're going to wait and see. See how this works. Put this over here, just like that. And we're going to need our wrench like that. Okay. So we're going to set this up. Shouldn't say we're going to set it up. If we go in there right now, it's set up for nearest first. We can't do any changes to it. So all the items coming through there is going to go to its first inventory. The first inventory right now, coming all the way through, is going to be that, right? That's the first inventory you can get to. We're going to change that. We're going to give this a connection here. And we're going to give this a connection. That actually might be enough. We might just need the one. Okay, let's get rid of this for a moment, because I don't want anything coming into here yet. Disconnect it. All right, let's provide this thing with some power right there on top. It's filling up. Cool. All right, this thing right now is disconnected. Can't get anything in or out, which is exactly what we want. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set like an area like that. And I'm going to go ahead and hit do one there. And we're going to hit R to remember. We're going to take the master infusion crystal. We're going to put it in that spot right here. We're going to hit R to remember. So we take that out. We can take everything out of here now, and you'll see that, hit R. Do this again. There, R, R. There we go. Got that and got that. So these are now memorized in there. When I go to put stuff in, it will fill those spots up, and only those, well, not only those spots, but it will never take below that spot, right? So when I have to use something, something else can go in that spot. Okay, long story. There we go. Let's put that into that spot. And we're going to create this recipe right here. That's the recipe. Hold on. I got to select that first and then put the recipe in. Cool. And then we're going to hit apply. Okay. Now, what we want this to do is that all inputs in item slots are consumed. Keep one item in every inventory slot. All items in input slots are consumed. We'll do that. Resulting of crafting operation will go to output buffer. No, we want result of crafting operation to stay in the input buffer. Okay, so when it's done, it'll go into here. Oh. All right, now when we take the infusion crystal and put it back into our inventory, it's going to go ahead and start putting those in there. And you'll see it did not put them into these first spots here. Okay. So we're going to now say, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. And we're going to say, remember. So now those are all remembered. All right. So the next recipe, do that. Put the infusion crystal there, that, and that. And we hit apply. And we want this to stay in the input buffer. There we go. That takes all of that. So now if I were to throw some more Infernium in there, you see it's going to automatically create the next tier. And it's just going to keep right on crafting away. Cool. I think that's pretty cool. All right, next one. We're going to take this one and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll hit remember. Throw that up into there. Going to go to the next recipe. And this is just basically, I'm going to go ahead and set this the first time though. Boom, boom. Got it set to internal. And we hit apply. It's been done now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh, nope. We need to do just 3. Do the next recipe, internal, apply. I see one mistake I made there. Let's go fix that first. I forgot to memorize that third one there. So let's grab one more of those. We can put that in there, and we're going to put that and that and that, and say remember. Cool. All right, we need a little bit more infernium before we can do the next one there. So let's go ahead and grab several stacks of this, and yeah, keep going. There we go. It'll follow me. And now all that stuff that we were doing just a second ago, it's now going to go so much faster. Oh, it's not working right. Let's turn it off. Let's hit remember one more time. I have it now. That's better. Oh no, it did it again. All right, hang on one second. All right, that should, I've got them all remembered there, right? They're all lined up and everything looks good. It looks great to me. I'm not sure why it keeps doing this, but let's put another stack in there. Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay, seems like it's working now. Much better. Much better. Okay. So we need to do the last one, which is the Insanium. So we're going to change that recipe right there. We're going to put it on internal. I'm sorry, we're going to put it on external. Result of crafting operation will go to output buffer, but remaining items like buckets will stay in the input area. That's what we want, because we want the master infusion crystal to come back down into here. So we only want the items that are here to go to the crafting area. Okay, so do that. And we hit apply. And there we go. We got our first 3 Insanium. And we're going to put it right up there at the top. So we've got our Insanium now. Now we're getting a lot of the Infernium essence in. So we need to go ahead and get this hooked up. And if we've done this correctly, now we need to, how are we going to do this? We need, I know how to do this. We're going to disconnect this. We're going to take a universal pipe. I already had them. We're going to use a universal pipe right here. So the universal pipe will not connect to this other pipe. So now if I look in here, this is where the Inferium is coming in at. Ooh, is that going to work? Let me think about this 1 second. All right, now this should work, but we're going to change something up here just a little bit. This should it should retain its instructions. And so it should not be allowing anything to come into here that is not already marked as receivable in the inventory. Okay. So only items that are that can come into the inventory should be coming into this thing, which means for this instance, it is only going to be Infernium essence. That's all it's going to be allowed to come in. Okay, looks like my system's clogged up here. Let's find out what is hubbub. Oh yeah, we are jammed up. Okay, let me get this taken care of. All right, that's a little better. Yeah, now everything's starting to flow in. So I did remove the other ender tank that was back over, or ender chest that was back over here. That seemed to be causing some problems, so it's got moved. And I still got a lot to do here to clean this stuff up. So I'm going to take care of this and I'll be back. All right, let's go check and make sure this should be all cleared out now. That's better. So the problem was this barrel did not have advanced pipe upgrade in it. So everything was backing up into here, moving at like 4 per second or 4 per tick, whatever it is. And with all the Infernium coming in, it just backed everything up. So it should all be clear now. Yeah, looks good. And that looks good. Yeah, we're back to normal again. All right. Let's take a look and see how are we doing We'll pop up to the second story here. Take a look. 30. During that time, we got 30 Insanium already. I'd say that's pretty good. And the nice thing about these Infernium Essence, they go backwards a lot quicker than they go forward. So we have that one right there. And I can put this into my inventory and it becomes 4. And then I can put it there. It becomes 16, put it in there, and 64. So pretty cool. They just, they move forward or move backward a lot faster than they move forward. But now that we're doing it this way, this is going to be a lot quicker. So we're going to have all the essence that we're going to need, which is going to be good. So now I can go ahead and make the other hose. So we'll have those for in the future. I may have to adjust this just a little bit. I'd like to have, you know, a row of the essence, a row of the gems, and a row of the ingots. Or I guess what I could do is I could put the double, put a 2x in there and put them in that way. That, you know, that might actually work out pretty good. Let's see, do I got any 2x's? 1x1. I don't see any of the 2x's, but I can probably make some pretty easily. Let's do that really quick. Let's go ahead. I saw a bunch of chests in here. Yep. Need to use those up anyways. And what do we need for the 2x drawer? Just a bunch of wood. There we go. And is it just that for the 1x? It is. Let's go ahead and make up that a 1x, and I can put it in. I've got extras of those. Cool. So we've got lots of the 2x drawers now. So we have that. Oh, didn't mean to break both of those. Put you there. You go back to, nope, not you. You, sir. Put you there. And then the 2x drawer we can put there. And there. And let's lock those up. Cool. And then on the configuration, let's unconfigure those. That. And do that. Cool. So now we got a spot. I think I had some of the other gems. Yeah, there's some Prudentium. Let's bring those over here and put that into place. Cool. I like it. I like it. Go ahead and do that for these up here as well. Much better. I want to make sure that we go ahead and unlock these. That way we get a good stack on them. Is it all stacked? Yep, it's all stacking. Good. So there we go. We've got the Insanium coming in. Pretty good clip. That's all coming in pretty good. Got a spot here where we can start putting in the gems and the ingots for each of the essence. So this is going to make crafting a lot easier whenever it comes to automating the stuff, right? Which I think it's time, right? It's time. I think we're going to have to get into the AE2 automation. I think that's going to be the next episode, though. I kind of want to do a little bit of prep work ahead of time on that. Because I want there's a lot of piping I'm gonna have to kind of get ready, and but we'll do all the automation as a family. We'll do it together, right? All right. Hey folks, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.